County Report this week, I'm Lorna Virgili. Bus rapid transit combines the flexibility of buses with efficiency of rail, and there are many folks out there who see it as a feasible solution to gridlock. Recently, Montgomery County planners took a step that moves this transit system closer to reality. Susan Kennedy has the story. Susan?
Lorna, bus rapid transit is the latest idea to ease congestion here in Montgomery County, and currently planners are taking a look at how this network might build out.
Bus rapid transit is designed to provide commuters with many of the benefits of light rail, but at a lower cost. BRT has dedicated rights-of-way, fast passenger boarding, and high-quality vehicles. In September, the Planning Board reviewed and approved the scope of work for a study that evaluates the feasibility of this transit network.
We talked over with them just the general basis of how we got to this point, but then also what's the purpose of bus rapid transit? It's more than just getting a faster bus. It's getting the whole concept of a new transportation system to get a series of routes that work together on mostly state highways. The highest volume corridors we have are state highways, and it's an integrated system that works with some branded vehicles, some very high profile vehicles, level platforms so that people can get onto and off the buses the quickest way possible, and also off-board fare collection so that they don't have to spend time digging out change when they get to the bus driver.
The plan includes 16 routes over 150 miles proposed by a recently completed countywide bus rapid transit study. Some of these include Rockville Pike, US 29, and Maryland 97. In the scope of work, planners also will look to identify where travel lanes could be repurposed or additional right-of-way acquired to accommodate BRT. Is this something that we could actually see happening over the next couple of decades?
It could. I mean, the idea is that bus rapid transit is much more flexible than, say, a rail system like Purple Line, so that you could actually implement it in pieces. It's best if it works together as a network, and if it's conceived as a network and that you're building towards that network, it can work.
Throughout this year-long effort, planners will hold public meetings to present draft recommendations and hear what residents think. Planners will be back before the Planning Board next summer. I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
In response to mounting opposition to a proposed teen curfew, council members have drafted a measure that would counter that bill. Council members Phil Andrews and George Leventhal have introduced an anti-loitering bill that they say is a better tool for fighting youth crime.
It's a better tool than a curfew because it's not age specific and it's not limited to time of day, and it's based on behavior, not age. The county executive's proposal for youth curfew is an age-based measure, but clearly the executive wants it to change behavior. It wants to focus on suspicious behavior. Well, a much better approach is to have a bill that focuses specifically on suspicious behavior, not on age, not on time of day. 90% of crime is committed by adults, and about 85% is committed during non-curfew hours. So we should have a tool that can be used whenever appropriate, regardless of the age of the person or the time of the day.
This bill is extremely broad. This bill is extremely vague. Under this bill, theoretically, a bunch of seniors could be busted for playing dominoes at midnight. That's not the way we ought to be going. We ought to be going in the direction of protecting young people. We ought to go in the direction of making sure that we protect young people from becoming victims of crime, and we protect young people from getting involved in crime. And the best way to do that is the county executive's curfew bill. That's why it's gotten good support, and I think that's going to be the way to go for the county as we try and figure out a tool that can be used by our police to deal with issues of youth crime.
The county celebrated the first National Food Day by formally announcing that it will soon have a food council with the mission of bringing together residents from all walks of life to push for healthy, affordable food. It will be about how the county produces and consumes local food. A new food council is now established to advocate for public health and nutrition.
When we think about food today on Food Day, we think about jobs. We think about jobs in agriculture. We think about jobs in food production, food distribution, food promotion and marketing, and food preparation. We think about a healthy economy, and of course we think about the public health.
The county's Food Council will oversee all aspects of local food, from production to consumption, promoting the local economy, agricultural programs, and farmers markets.
I know it'll be a success for all the people that we have working together to make certain that when we were talking about food, we were talking about a food system. And the protection of that system is our best way to ensure a healthy environment for all of us.
Also focusing on food in schools, where higher quality of nutrition is incorporated on menus, including healthier snacks on vending machines.
All 132 of our elementary schools met the Healthy U.S. Challenge Award at the bronze level. Yes, we want to get to gold. And there's some things that we need to work with the schools to get there, like increasing physical activity, which we realize is very important.
Montgomery County has 93,000 acres of agricultural reserve. Fall is here, and the county's Department of Transportation Division of Highway Services is ready to start its annual vacuum collection of leaves in the southern part of the county. Collection begins on November 7th and runs through mid-December. There will be 2 collections on every street in the vacuum leaf collection district during the fall. Residents should look for signs posted along the streets announcing the collection dates in their neighborhoods. Earlier this month, all 3 escalators at the Bethesda Metro Station were out of service, creating a host of problems for commuters. This week, members of the Council's Transportation and Environment Committee will meet with officials from Metro to find out what is being done to prevent a situation like this from happening again.
If you've ever been to the Bethesda Metro Station, these are not stairs that you want to walk even if you are healthy. If you are a senior citizen, I promise you don't want to do that. So we wanted to hear from the people who are in charge of that metro, which is not the county council, which is not the county, but from WMATA. What are they going to do to make sure that this does not happen in the future?
When we come back, we will show you how residents participated and celebrated Community Service Day. And the police department gives you an opportunity to turn in your drugs.
I'm Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer. Coming up next, we'll tell you about an exciting summit that happened at Viz Arts in Town Square. We'll have that story when County Report This Week continues.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. The Rockville Summit, a roadmap for the future, welcomed more than 225 members of the business, residential, public, and nonprofit communities and succeeded in starting a dialogue about the future of Rockville. Here's Bridget Breuer with more. Bridget?
That's right. The Rockville Summit Roadmap for the Future was a brand new event that happened here at Viz Arts in Town Square. It was a coming together of Rockville stakeholders to discuss the city's economic future. George Mason University professor and renowned economist Dr. Stephen Fuller presented his study on Rockville's economic competitiveness.
So I see this as a tale of 2 cities as I started my analysis, the residentially based economy and the business-based economy. These are not really mutually exclusive, as you'll come to see. They're interdependent, and the interdependencies among these 2 economies are what gives the city strength.
His study was meant to lay the groundwork for an ongoing discussion about how Rockville can continue to thrive as a city. A panel representing 5 sectors of the city started the dialogue.
You know, when I was mayor, we approved the King Farm in Falls Grove, and we knew those developments were going to have impacts on the city. And to be very honest, they were impacts that we were happy to have. I have been and still am a believer in growth. I think if you don't grow, you stagnate.
Fuller explained that Rockville's economy is balanced by a 3-legged stool that includes residents, business activity, and government. The summit was the brainchild of council members John Britton and Mark Pershela. We spoke with some of the participants after the event.
I talk about wanting us to have a shared vision, and I hope we can get there, but it's a challenge because for so long people have been in their respective camps, and so I think the summit was a really good idea to try to bring people together because we have a lot of really smart people in Rockville. There are a lot of smart business people, there are a lot of smart residents, and I think by bringing everybody together we can figure out a way to hopefully work through some of the issues.
I was a supporter of the summit, and I thought it was great to get all the parties sitting at the table and actually having a dialogue rather than just speaking to themselves.
Earlier this year, County Executive Ike Leggett challenged Montgomery County residents to volunteer at least 25 hours of their time by October 22nd, which was Community Service Day. This past week, county residents volunteered and celebrated our diverse cultural heritage at the World of Montgomery Festival.
Last week, Montgomery County residents came out in mass numbers to celebrate the World of Montgomery Festival, formerly known as the Ethnic Heritage Festival. There was music, dance, performances, food and craft vendors, a health fair, and much more.
Well, in addition to it being great for the quality of life and a wonderful thing to do with friends and family on a weekend, it's also important for economic development. Smart companies and young activists, as they're looking for jobs and deciding where they want to locate, want to be in a county like Montgomery County, where there is a richness of cultural diversity.
The World of Montgomery Festival is the first day kicking off Community Service Week, which started in Montgomery County 25 years ago.
We have volunteers kind of from all over the community doing projects. We have one volunteer from Potomac who's leading a project called the Giving Card Project. She makes cards and sells them and donates some money to charity. So we have volunteers in there helping her make some more cards.
County Executive Ike Leggett and a few members of the County Council were at the event, emphasizing the importance of volunteering.
We are having a wonderful time today, but it's also important that we give back to our community. We are looking to get 25,000 people engaged in some form of community activity throughout the entire week.
To volunteer, follow these steps. Go to montgomeryserves.org, click on the Community Service Week link, click on Register to Volunteer, search all the great opportunities available, register yourself, your family, or a whole group. Once you've completed your service, go back to montgomeryserves.org and share your story. Happy volunteering!
Also, as part of Community Service Day, Executive Leggett participated in several projects, including helping pack baskets at a wider circle in Silver Spring. The baskets were prepared with personal care items to give to senior residents of low-income housing and to the over 1,000 people served by a wider circle every month. Trick-or-treating is a yearly tradition, and the police department wants to make sure that the experience is one positive for parents and children. Here is Officer Rebecca Innocenti with tips for Halloween. Officer?
Thank you, Lorna. As Halloween approaches, the police department does have a few basic safety tips that everybody should review. First, if you're going to welcome trick-or-treaters to your home, make sure the porch light is on, and make sure you clear any debris out of your yard that children might trip on, such as flower pots or hoses. And if you're a parent or guardian that has children that will be participating in Halloween, and they're younger children, make sure a responsible adult goes with them or an older sibling. And if you have older children that will be trick-or-treating, make sure they go with a group, carry a cell phone, and they discuss with you ahead of time what neighborhoods they'll be going in and what time they should return. Certainly everybody should carry a flashlight and go in neighborhoods that you're familiar with. And finally, motorists should use extra caution on Halloween night. There'll be a lot of excited children in the neighborhoods, and you just need to slow down and take your time. If everybody follows these few basic safety tips, everybody will have an enjoyable Halloween.
Now, what should residents do in case they see anything suspicious?
Sure, if someone does have an emergency, they should just call 911, or if they believe it's in a non-emergency, they can call our non-emergency line at 301-279-8000.
Thank you, Officer Innocenti, for those tips regarding Halloween. And the police department also wants to take back your unused prescription drugs. October 29th is Prescription Drug Take Back Day, and residents are encouraged to clean up their medicine cabinet and drop off medicines properly to prevent the increasing problem of pill abuse.
If you can't take advantage of the Drug Take Back Day, check the label of your drug. It will tell you if it can be safely flushed. If that's not the case, the FDA recommends you take a plastic resealable bag, mix those pills with an undesirable substance like used coffee grounds or kitty litter. Seal it up, then it can be disposed in the trash.
Each of these locations will accept expired, unused, or unwanted prescription drugs. Here's a list of the police stations where residents can do the drop-off. When we come back, we show you how Montgomery College is helping inmates through a computer program in prison. And we take you to Strathmore Music Center for a peek at what some 5th graders are doing. We'll be back. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Through the partnerships of Montgomery College Workforce Solutions Group and Montgomery County's Department of Correction and Rehabilitation, prison inmates are now being taught basic computer skills. The initiative is known as Workplace Digital Skill Training, and it is designed to improve the abilities of inmates to adapt to society upon release.
Virtually any job in our society today, you need to have certain digital skills. And this program has allowed many people, over 200 or so now, to obtain those skills.
Some time ago, we had a resident who came back from the facility after a successful interview. He was a talented mechanic, and he was actually offered the job, but he told us that he wasn't going to take it. And when we asked why, he explained that he was intimidated by the computers. It gave us the rationale for why we've created this program. Not to privilege them in the marketplace, but to equip them with the necessary skills to obtain a job, secure a job.
We cannot afford for any Marylander to be unsuccessful in the workplace that we have now. So the opportunity to have this partnership produce skills in which folks can go out and get active jobs is a very important role here.
Some people come here with 15 years of incarceration. Google didn't exist 15 years ago. Right? In order to compete in today's marketplace in the 21st century, you have to have certain digital skills. And for example, Montgomery College, you can't apply without applying online. I cannot give you my resume in an office. Not that they don't like it or want it, they're just not set up to accept it. And that's true everywhere. McDonald's, Target, Home Depot.
I made a mistake in my life, which I got to pay for, but this program is definitely helping me transition. I had once joked that I wish they had this program for somebody before they committed the offense because it's such a great program.
Each school year, every MCPS 5th grade class takes a special field trip to the Music Center at Strathmore, our county's state-of-the-art concert hall. The students are treated to a concert by the National Philharmonic Orchestra.
We want to imbue in them both an awareness and the beginning of a love of music in their lives.
Over 3 days at the Music Center at Strathmore, MCPS 5th grade classes get to experience the sights and the sounds of the National Philharmonic.
I play the violin, and my music teacher, Miss Ingham, she told me that I should start looking at it so I can get used to the figure, the way they move their hands.
They get to see a role model of someone who's doing what it is that they want to be doing. Somebody who has gone through years of practice and they've got this down pat, so they can see their hand position and the way they just really move and relate to the music.
The school field trips to Strathmore come after MCPS music teachers present lessons to students about the composers and the instruments used in the concert.
What they get is an extremely advanced lesson about music. For some, it's actually a life-changing experience. They will hear this music, it will affect them so deeply that they will have music be a major part of their life throughout their life, and we have seen that since we started these concerts.
I'm just excited because I get to hear music, and also there's this cannon on the balcony.
The highlight of the 1-hour concert is the 1812 Overture by Tchaikovsky.
It's the awe and wonderment of this huge sound that comes from a full orchestra. And you can watch about 1,800 kids lift out of their seat involuntarily, all at the same moment, and then they just never stop clapping and applauding through the rest of the piece. To put an experience like that in their heart, never gonna forget it.
And now we go to Brookeside Gardens, where they'll teach us how to deer-proof our garden.
The number one question the gardening public asks us here at Brookeside Gardens is, what do I do about deer in my garden? Deer are a perennial problem for every gardener. There are lots of alternatives to figuring out ways to keep deer out of your garden, including fencing and sprays and scare tactics, but I think the best way to keep deer from damaging your garden is to choose the right plants. This Rudbeckia here that I'm standing in front of is on the Maryland Cooperative Extension's list of rarely damaged plants in your garden. It's a great choice for late fall color and it is almost entirely deer resistant. That's not to say that deer will never touch it, but deer will very rarely damage this plant. There are a lot of other great alternatives for plants that are resistant to deer damage in your garden, including the purple coneflower and daylilies. But one of the best places to check for information is the Home and Garden Information Center through the University of Maryland's Cooperative Extension. They have a great document that will list plants that are rarely damaged or frequently damaged by deer, and it's a great way to look at making some wise decisions about which plants to grow in your garden.
Recently, Executive Leggett participated in the opening of the Watkins Mill Road extension. Here's Tom Pogue from the county's Department of Transportation to talk about this and other road improvements.
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. County Executive Ike Leggett recently celebrated the completion of a 1,500-foot extension of Watkins Mill Road from Frederick Road, Maryland 355 to I-270. In the future, the state will construct an interchange onto I-270 with Watkins Mill bridging over 270 and becoming a vital east-west transportation link, as designated in the Gaithersburg Vicinity Master Plan. The road will also provide a future link to the Corridor City's Transitway. For now, this segment will allow development of Monument Office Park. The $7.7 million project was built as a partnership between MCDOT, BP Realty Investments, and the City of Gaithersburg. The extension is a 4-lane divided roadway that includes a new sidewalk and bikeway. To further improve safety, the traffic signals at 355 and Watkins Mill Road were upgraded. A wildlife management plan, in partnership with the Humane Society of the U.S., moved vulnerable animals away from the path of the roadway. For more information about this and other construction projects, visit our website at montgomerycountymd.gov/mcdot. We're working to keep you moving.
Up next, we take you to a special celebration at Montgomery College. And the fire department just acquired pet oxygen masks. You must see these. We'll be back.
MC's Workforce Solutions Initiative, in partnership with the Montgomery County government, is opening a federally funded workplace training program to teach inmates professional skills that will help prepare them for success in the workforce. Want an inside look at life at MC? Then get it straight from those who know best, our students. 8 students from a variety of backgrounds and campuses have been chosen to blog about their MC experiences. Connect with them, check out their uncensored entries, and leave a comment or question. They're sure to respond. Visit Reflections, Mentor and Protege, the work of William B. Adair and his mentors at the Culture Arts Center on MC's Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus through December 19th. The exhibit features the art of Adair, a master gilder, and works by his former MC and University of Maryland professors.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. October is LGBT History Month, and Montgomery College is celebrated with a variety of special events on campus, and also with the creation of a new college anti-bullying statement and a contribution to the national It Gets Better project. MCTV's Michael Brown has a story.
All those in favor? Aye. Seeing no opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
The Montgomery College Board of Trustees voted this week to endorse Making It Better, the college's new anti-bullying statement. This statement was developed by MC Pride, a group of Montgomery College faculty and staff who work to raise awareness and educate the college community about creating an inclusive, supportive environment for LGBT students.
Many faculty, staff, and administrators at this college have long wanted to put out a very positive and supportive message toward our gay students. We wanted to create a network. We wanted to create a support network for these students. We are aware that very often they lack support at home, in their communities. This is especially so for many of our immigrant students.
The college also made a contribution to the nationwide It Gets Better project, producing a video in which students, faculty, and even college president Dr. Darian Pollard shared their personal experiences.
Montgomery College is committed that every student has a positive learning environment and a safe place. And for me, that means that if I can use my life as an example to help students, if I can craft conversations that allow this to occur, that's the most important thing that I think that I can do to help let students know that it gets better.
The Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service just got a new tool for its emergency response arsenal. The department obtained 60 pet oxygen mask kits. Yes, you heard right, oxygen masks for pets. Experts estimate that 40 to 100,000 animals die each year from smoke inhalation. The masks were a donation.
Our primary mission is to protect human life, but in addition to that, when the opportunity presents itself, and certainly our firefighters and our paramedics do, if you will, take pets of every type of species very much in the high priority line with respect to trying to save them too.
And we hope they don't have to use those masks often, especially on any pet as friendly as our featured female cat on our Pet of the Week.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and I'm sitting here with Festiva. She is a sweetie. She has been given up, unfortunately, by her owners. The owner could no longer take care of her. But the nice thing about this little kitty is she's very good with other cats, other dogs, and she even gets along with a pet rat that the owner used to have, and a pet hedgehog. So this is a cat that likes to be held. She's obviously very easygoing. She just met me. She's sitting here in my lap very, very nicely. She really doesn't want to be in her cage anymore. Come on down to the animal shelter and meet Festiva, or Festiva. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but she is a medium short-haired cat. She's a blue cream domestic medium short hair, as I said. And like I said, she's 1 year old. She's a spayed female. And she really gets along well with people and kids. She likes to be held, she likes to be brushed, and she likes to play. And at 1 year, she's got a lot of play in her. So come visit Festiva or Festiva at the Montgomery County Humane Society, or you could visit her at the web on mchumane.org, or give us a call at 240-773-5967. You might just go home with your new best friend.
The Montgomery Aquatic Center in North Bethesda was recently renamed in honor of the late Eunice Kennedy Shriver and Sergeant Shriver, both longtime residents of Montgomery County. During the renaming ceremony, County Executive Ike Leggett, members of the Shriver family, and representatives of the Special Olympics recognized the Shrivers for being champions for people with developmental disabilities. And to wrap up today's show, the Montgomery County Council will continue its efforts to find out what issues most concern residents when it hosts a town hall meeting for the Wheaton Northern Silver Spring area on Wednesday, November 2nd. The meeting at Mario Loiterman Middle School will start at 8 p.m. A pre-meeting reception will begin at 7:30. And that does it for County Report this week. Join us at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.